Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third installment of our Diablo Lore series. In this episode we take a look at all of the events encompassing Diablo 2 and leading up to Diablo 3. Shortly after the Wanderer leaves Tristram, demons pour out of the cathedral and lay waste to everything. The townspeople are slaughtered and the town is destroyed. The only survivor is Deckard Cain, the last living Haradrim who befriended the Wanderer prior to the demon's possession. Cain is left to die in a cage by the demons. Diablo knows that his brothers are both imprisoned to the east, and so he makes his way towards the rogue monastery, which guards the only passage that leads out of Khanduras and into the desert Aranok. As his demons destroy it, the same way they did Tristram, he summons the lesser evil Andariel, Maiden of Anguish, from hell itself to guard the passage east in case anyone should attempt to follow. Shortly thereafter, a band of nameless heroes appear in the rogue encampment where the last surviving rogues of the monastery have gathered. They seek to hunt down and stop Diablo and venture into the wilderness now overrun with demons and undead. Meanwhile, the Wanderer tracks down a man who escaped his assault on the monastery and managed to flee to a small settlement on the eastern side. When the Wanderer finds him, Diablo attempts to once again summon demons to do his bidding, but the Wanderer still appears to retain some of his original self and struggles to contain Diablo's powers. He fails, however, and everyone dies. Everyone but Marius, the original survivor from the monastery. Diablo spares him, and though he realizes the Wanderer is Diablo, he feels that he must follow him on his journey. The two set out into the desert towards the city Lut Gholein. After they reach and pass the city, the Wanderer continues out into the desert towards Talrash's tomb, where Baal remains imprisoned. Just as before, demons appear in his wake and assault Lut Gholein, stopping all traffic to and from the city. The heroes have meanwhile fought their way into the monastery and slayed Andariel, opening the mountain passage for travelers once again. They race to catch up with Diablo, who has now found his brother's tomb and journeys into it. Marius still accompanies him, and has noticed that the Wanderer is slowly but surely losing ground to the demon within. As the two reach the final chamber, Tyrael appears and attempts to stop Diablo. While they battle, Baal subtly takes hold of Marius' mind and makes him believe that he is just a human who has been wrongfully imprisoned in the tomb. He tricks Marius into removing his soul stone, in which he too attacks Tyrael. Before the two primevals can overpower him, Tyrael instructs Marius to flee with the stone and head towards Kurast, where he must enter a portal to hell and destroy it. As Marius flees from the tomb, Diablo and Baal defeat the Archangel, imprison him in the tomb, and summon another lesser evil, this time Tyrael, Lord of Pain, to guard him. They then head straight for Kurast, where Mephisto is imprisoned. By now the heroes have almost caught up with Diablo, and soon thereafter they enter the tomb, kill Tyrael, and set Tyrael free. As they leave Lut Gholein and enter Kurast, they briefly catch up with the Wanderer, but he summons demons to distract the heroes before he disappears into the jungle. Kurast, the capital of the region and center of the Zakarum faith, has been almost entirely subjugated by Mephisto, who now controls everything through his puppets, the High Council. Though they were originally given the task of guarding Mephisto's soulstone by their Haradrim, the Council, leaders of the Zakarum, all fell victim to the Lord of Hatred's influence, and now do his bidding. As the three brothers reunite underneath the Temple of Light, the heroes fight their way through the fanatic warriors of the Zakarum. Marius has obeyed Tyrael's command and manages to sneak down into the lowest levels of the temple. The three open a portal directly to hell, and as Marius watches, Diablo finally sheds himself of the Wanderer's body and assumes his true form before entering the portal. Unable to continue any further, Marius flees from the temple with Baal's soulstone. Baal also leaves the temple in order to prepare his army for the assault on Mount Arreat. As the heroes kill the High Council and reach the lowest level of the temple, Mephisto meets them and engages in battle. Yet, not even he can stand against them and falls. The heroes pick up his soulstone and enter the portal. The heroes come upon the Pandemonium Fortress, the last bastion of heaven on the edges of hell. There they once again meet with Tyrael, who asks them to find and kill Azul, an angel who in the past led an attack against the Hellforge, but was captured and imprisoned in a demonic husk. The heroes find Azul, but upon defeating him he reveals that not only was he in fact working for the primevals, he also helped them fool heaven into using soulstones to imprison the three. Troubled by this, Tyrael nevertheless implores the heroes to continue with their task. Diablo is eventually found within his Chaos Sanctuary, and after he is killed, both his and Mephisto's soulstones are destroyed in the Hellforge. The heroes quickly depart for the barbarian lands, where Baal's army has laid waste to all tribes and cities. Baal meanwhile tracks down Marius, who has fled to an asylum. Appearing in the guise of Tyrael, he once again fools Marius, this time into giving him his soulstone back. As he gets it, he kills Marius and burns the asylum down. Baal journeys towards Mount Arreat because he knows that's where the Worldstone rests. He intends to corrupt it so the Hell may be given a free reign over Sanctuary while Heaven cannot interfere. His armies are vast and have managed to destroy all cities save for one, Horagath, whose elders sacrifice themselves to place a protective ward around the city. From there, the heroes begin their pursuit of Baal up the mountain. They fail, however, as Baal manages to enter the Worldstone chamber and corrupt it before he is killed. Tyrael, having been prevented from entering by Baal, can now finally arrive and sees that the stone is corrupted beyond restoration. Seeing no other option, he destroys it, which levels Mount Arreat and creates the Arreat crater. He doesn't know what will happen now that the stone is gone, but leaving it so that Hell may enter freely is not an option.